What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here and my boy Gronky here at the First Round By podcast, accompanied by my boy, Mr. Sauce.
Sup, guys? What is going on? Welcome to episode 17. And this week, man, it was honestly a crazy week for football. Before we even started recording, we deemed this the week of upsets. And rightfully so, because, oh my gosh, so many upsets. And, well, actually, instead of talking about the biggest one for me, I want to lead off with that crazy Cowboys game.
Oof, yeah.
Like, holy shit.
No, I didn't watch the game, but I was kind of keeping up with like the stats and stuff. And I believe like at one point, the freaking Broncos were up 30-0. So,
wow.
Yeah, the Cowboys, they scored all 16 of their points in the fourth quarter.
Yep, which is what we like to call garbage time.
Yeah.
Man, it just, I mean, you kind of had to see it coming, especially because of the fact that Dak was coming back and he wasn't, he was going to have to knock off some of the rust.
Yeah.
But I was kind of surprised as to how well Denver's defense played, especially since losing Von Miller.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think they were trying to prove something to not only themselves, but the rest of the league
yeah,
and
for
to
sure.
the fans and everybody. Because, everybody's like, Von Miller, he got traded. The Denver Broncos are in rebuild mode, so I feel like they had like that chip on their shoulder. And they went into the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and they took care of business.
That's just unreal to me.
Yeah,
that's nuts. But I mean, hey, hats off to the Broncos,
right?
Because the Cowboys, they're still a really good team.
Oh, for sure.
We still got a ton of talent, and I think that it's only a matter of time. It's probably going to take a couple of games for Dak to get back into the swing of things,
right? And this isn't obviously the end for the Cowboys. It's just their second loss, if I'm correct.
Yes. They were on a 6-game win streak. So they started off, 0-1 and then
just kept winning.
Yep. Kept winning all the way up until they met that formidable Broncos defense.
So, yeah, Cowboys fans, I'm not too worried. If I'm you guys, every dog has its day.
Yep.
They're going to be right back at it next week.
Literally every given Sunday or any given Sunday.
So, I wouldn't be too worried. It's just one of those days for you guys. So, like I said, you guys will be right back in there come next week. I don't know who they play next week, but I'm sure, like I said, just shake it off.
Yeah, I'm really not sure either. I'm going to check that real quick. The Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
So, and the Falcons, they played the Saints really, really tough.
Yeah, they did actually.
Which is kind of weird because the Falcons have been kind of an up and down team this year so far.
Yeah.
Like, they won I believe it was the last second field goal or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe. I didn't get to watch that game, unfortunately. But Matt Ryan, he had a solid game against the Saints, and I will keep repeating it and keep repeating it and keep repeating it. The Saints have a very, very good defense. They have a very good defense.
Yeah, they've been playing really well, man. They've been I feel like they've been kind of carrying that offense for sure.
100%. That offense outside of Kamara they don't really have a whole lot right now.
Well, you know what? Yeah, so they traded for Mark Ingram a couple weeks ago. They got him from the Texans, remember?
Right.
So I'm feeling like they're gonna start kind of resorting back to the running back by committee instead of relying heavily on Kamara.
Yeah. I could see that.
Because I remember before he left, because he went to the Ravens after the Saints. They were like the best one to punch in the NFL at that time, and I feel like they're probably gonna go back to that at some point in the season.
Yeah, I could see that.
What do you?
Yeah, for sure. Especially since I think that I read earlier that in this game, Kamara got banged up a little bit.
Did he really?
Yeah. So
sweet.
I
got Ingram in my league.
I got Kamara.
I know. And he's actually 20 yards away from being the Saints' all-time leading rusher.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Man, that's crazy. That means he's old.
Yeah.
He's old. But anyways, so moving on. Another big game. I kind of wrote off the Browns a little bit.
I think we all did.
And I think that I wrote them off a little bit too quick. And I think I crowned the Bengals a little bit too quick.
I mean, we cannot not blame you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because they were rolling. They were rolling.
Yeah.
They were doing great. But
I mean, shit, they started off the season. I think they were like one or two lost teams. Now they got 4 losses.
and they I mean, shit, man, they gotta do something because they're about to start. I mean, that Cleveland game was a divisional game.
Yeah.
So they're gonna start losing ground on that, and that's not gonna be good.
Dude, that division is looking scary. Like they're all like fighting for that first place.
Oh man, and all of them are pretty formidable.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Steelers played pretty well
dude,
last
they're actually
night.
starting to play like the old Steelers.
Yeah.
They're starting to play really well. I know, like in a few episodes prior to this one, we've been, or specifically me, been kind of dogging on the Steelers. You know, talking shit, saying Big Ben will have a good day. Then the next game he'll have like 3 interceptions, whatever.
Right.
But he's been playing really well, man, or that team in general. So they're hanging in there, man, and there's definitely nobody in that division that's like out of the playoff race. They're all fighting for that number 1 spot.
Oh man, and it's going to come down to the wire, honestly, especially with the Browns playing the way that they have. And the Browns actually played better without OBJ. And that was a big talking point. I got a bunch of friends that are on social media that are from Ohio that were talking about it. And I mean, that one wide receiver, Peoples Jones.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah. Well, and I saw a few things about how he was just putting in more effort, and like that OBJ was. He's not a very good locker room guy.
Right.
Like he's a very big knee player, and I keep saying I feel like his best comparison, honestly, is kind of like Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah.
Because that dude, he was all about himself and everything. I saw on social media again. I think that Brian Carter was saying something on one of your Facebook posts and stuff. And I mean, I tend to agree with him on it. I think that now watch me eat my words, but just depending on where he goes. But I think that OBJ's best days are behind him.
I mean, I can agree with that. But I can also agree that he's
also
probably,
still talented.
He's still talented for sure. I mean, he's not, and I've never really like thought of him as like a top receiver in the league. Like I've never seen him as that guy. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I'm not saying he's never.
He makes a flashy play every once in a while,
Yeah.
but it's mostly just like a flash in the pan.
Like he's never been a top guy. Like I've never
Right.
sat there and said, "Oh yeah, OBJ is a top 5 in the league." Like
Right.
I've never said that before. I mean, granted, that's just my opinion, but also like. He is talented. I mean, I feel like he is better than, most average players out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, I personally do think he's probably better than Jarvis Landry. I can tell you that.
I think he definitely has more talent for sure.
But, like, I don't know, like, whenever he played, like, for the Browns, for example, these past, 3 or 4 years, I mean, he's had a freaking Baker Mayfield throwing it to him. So, he hasn't really had, like, that much of a talent thrown to him. And then prior to being in, I can't even talk right now. Prior to being in Cleveland, I mean, he was with the Giants, and I mean, they had Eli Manning for a little bit, but I mean, that was like towards the end of his playing time.
And even whenever Eli was playing, I thought he was kind of a middle of the road, maybe barely going into like the top 15,
Right.
top 10 in quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah,
So
for sure.
I never thought that he was a great quarterback,
Right.
but I thought he was a good one.
And I mean, I can agree with you, but I mean, he did win 2 Super Bowls, but at the same time, I feel like the reason they won wasn't like solely his fault. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was carried by like the defense.
Oh,
or,
yeah,
like,
that
his
defense
supporting
was
cast.
just
You know
nasty.
what I mean? So like, I mean, credit to Manning, but really,
He was mostly along for the ride.
yeah. But like Odell, he's never really had like a true quarterback to throw to him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now, the biggest landing spots that I've seen for him have been, I believe, at first it was the Raiders, but I think the Raiders picked up Deshaun Jackson, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that I wouldn't say it takes him completely off the table, but I think it takes him off the table for him. I can't remember what the other squad was that I heard.
I saw a few. I saw the Pats, the Saints.
I did see the Saints.
Who else was it? The Browns? I'm just playing. The Pats, the Saints. Who the hell else did I see?
I'm trying to remember too, because
Was it the Rams? I've been seeing a lot of people wanting him to go to the Rams.
I mean,
I've been seeing a lot of people that have been wanting him to go to the freaking Bucks. I mean, if he signs, if he signs for like super cheap, I can see him going to the Bucks. You know, just
but he would be wide receiver 4.
I mean, I'm sure he'd be fine with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
get to
especially
play with Brady and get to contend for the title.
I mean, he was if it would have been 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would have said that the Browns could have been contending for a title. I mean, they still could. They still could. They have a chance to turn their thing around, turn their season around. But
so, like, to begin the season, I was actually like really big on the Browns. But like as the season goes on and has gone on or whatever, like I'm kind of losing faith a little bit. Like I still think they have the potential, of course, to like make the playoffs. But as far as even getting to like the like the championship game, the divisional championship game, I don't think they can make it that far.
Yeah, no, I could agree with that. I think that they definitely have the formula for being able to play postseason football because they've got the rushing attack and they've got the defense.
And that's the thing though too. Like, and like kind of how like you said, everything starts and ends with the quarterback.
Yep.
Like I don't have that faith in Baker Mayfield. Like I don't know. I don't think he can lead a team to the big game.
No, I could see that.
You know
and I mean? No, I agree because even though I said preseason, I said that I thought that he was going to hop up there and make the jump. He has not made the jump at all whatsoever. And I will definitely eat those words because I mean, I wouldn't say he's disappointed me, but I would say that I thought that he would be doing better right now. But, I mean, especially with the supporting cast that he has.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he should be doing better. But who knows? Maybe this is his limit. I do think, though, that if the Browns, because probably by season's end, depending on how things go this year, I mean, they might have to start looking elsewhere for a franchise quarterback. Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, this is his 5th year or 4th year?
I think it's 5th year.
5th year? Yeah, he hasn't really impressed me a whole lot. But I mean, if you think about it, the Browns, they've had so many damn QB1s in like the past 20 years or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like they're happy that Baker's having the quote unquote the success that he's having now because they've never had this type of success at quarterback in forever.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So they're kind of just like content with what he's bringing to the table because they haven't had what he's bringing to the table in such a long time.
Right.
You know
for sure. Yeah, because if you haven't experienced that in a long time, then you might not exactly know what that looks like.
Exactly, because let's just say, they get rid of Baker or whatever. They don't extend his contract, whatever. Like, if they don't do that and then they bring somebody else in or like a rookie, they draft somebody, they're probably going to be like, oh, shit, why the hell we let him go?
Right.
I mean? Even if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, at least they're winning games. That's probably their mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, you'd think that, especially with the way that they've constructed their team and everything, that they want to go to the big game. Mm-hmm. And I personally don't know if they trust Baker to be able to do that. And I personally don't think so, especially since they lean so heavily on that running game and everything.
The reason why they do rely so heavily on that running game is because they can't rely on Baker. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And the reason why they're trying to make that defense so stout is because they know they can't rely on Baker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure. I can agree with that. So anyway, moving on to yet another upset, because like I said, upset weekend. The Jags picking up their 2nd win of the season against the Bills.
Dude, I saw somewhere that this was like their first win on U.S. soil in like 420 days or some shit. I mean, because the last game they won it overseas in London. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like the first win on American soil in like 400 and something days.
That's terrible.
I was like, what?
That's so bad.
That's crazy.
But I mean, and like we were literally just saying, it starts and ends with the quarterback. And Josh Allen, obviously, there's the defensive Josh Allen for the Jags.
Dude. Hold on.
He outplayed Josh Allen.
So, fucking Josh Allen, what do you have? An interception, a fumble, and a sack?
Yep.
All against Josh Allen?
Yep. Which is nuts. My fantasy team, oh my gosh. Josh Allen's my quarterback. And whenever I kept seeing that stuff, I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Like, I was getting so mad about it because of the fact that, I mean, I'm already down King Henry in that league. Oof. And so I was like, come on, Josh Allen, I need you to pull through. And what does he do? He throws fucking 2 picks.
Against the Jags.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Josh Allen, you, not the defensive Josh Allen. he really screwed me in fantasy this week. And
Well,
so,
actually, yeah, he kind of did screw you, the defense of Josh Allen, because he's the one that fucked your.
Josh Allen and Josh Allen both fucked me.
Yeah, literally. They raw dogged you, my boy.
They did. It was so terrible. But the biggest thing for the Bills right now, honestly, they don't have a run game. Or they've gone away from the run game much. And their running backs aren't bad. They got Singletary and Moss, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking. I feel like I don't know. The Bills aren't the Bills this year. Yeah, they're 5-3, top of their division, but you haven't really heard much about the Bills. Stephon Diggs hasn't been doing shit.
No.
Emmanuel Sanders is hit or miss. Cole Beasley is hit or miss. Josh Allen is hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? That team is kind of up and down.
It's weird.
You know what I mean? It's they got a good team, but I don't know what's
super
wrong with
weird.
them. Yeah.
And I don't like it.
I do.
It's bothersome to me. The only reason why I don't like it is, well, obviously you don't mind it because of that AFC East. But man, it's mostly bothersome because I like Josh Allen as a quarterback. I think that he's a good young quarterback.
Yeah.
But like I said, starts and ends with the quarterback. And if you're turning the ball, and he threw it almost 50 times.
Jesus, are you serious?
Yeah.
He threw 31 for 47.
Yeah, and they only had 14 carries. 14 carries. The Jags, I don't know. Well, on the Jags, on the other hand, ran it 27 times. They had a pretty balanced thing. So, do we start worrying about the Bills?
I wouldn't say worry, but depending on who they play next and if they lose, and maybe.
I think they still have to play the Pats twice, don't they?
Yep. And
the Pats are looking good.
They actually are looking good, and I'm really glad. I remember before the season started, before even Cam Newton got released by the Pats, I was predicting, because I thought Cam Newton was going to start, and I remember I said I thought they were going to win their division. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
But like I said, that was me predicting with Cam Newton. You know what I mean? So,
but Mac Jones is playing really, really well.
He is. He's
really well.
He's been playing really good. He's pretty smart. He could be playing better, but he's a rookie. Obviously, he can be playing better. Like I said, he's a rook. But moving forward, I feel like he's just gonna get better, and he's been playing probably better than any other rookie quarterback in the league right now, which makes me happy. So yeah, because I actually wanted Justin Fields, but the way that he's been playing, I'm glad we didn't move up to get him.
Well, and he actually started from because I didn't actually get to watch the game, but from what I was reading online, throughout the game he started playing better.
Talking about Fields?
Yeah, but he still, I think definitely Mac Jones was the best option for you guys.
I agree,
because he was the most pro ready.
Well, and because he played for Bama, so the way that they kind of construct pretty much their whole squad is like you said. They have that winning mentality, especially because pretty much Nick Saban is like the Bill Belichick of college football.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're ready, their players, and Mac Jones is a winner. Thanks to Bama and Saban and stuff. But yeah, he's been playing good, man.
Another game that I was very interested in, Ravens Vikings.
Yeah, it was a pretty close one.
It was pretty close,
yeah.
And so I watched the highlights from that game because truth be told, I didn't get to watch a whole lot of football on Sunday. I had a lot of things going on, a lot of family events and everything. And of course, family comes first.
Wow.
So yeah, I know. Didn't get to watch all the stuff for the podcast, but I did get to watch a bunch of the highlights. And I like how they do the highlights now on, just as a side note, on YouTube, the highlights, because it's not just highlights. It's they show full drives and stuff of impact plays and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. But whenever I was watching it back again, so with the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, as the game went on, he improved a little bit as a passer, but he was still mostly just dynamic and running. He had a lot of very, very questionable passes and stuff. And I think that if he cleans that up, then he'll be he'll be in another tier soon. But man, it kind of disappointed me just because I thought that he was doing a good job. improving as a passer and everything. But as soon as I started watching the highlights and stuff and seeing him sidearm some of the stuff, which I mean I can't really give like dog on him too much because I mean one of the better quarterbacks in the league, Patrick Mahomes, he sidearms a lot of stuff and he does a lot of improv.
Right.
But some of the balls it's weird because he'll throw the ugliest fucking ball that you've ever seen, and then the next play throw the most beautiful ball you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that.
Like the consistency is just not there,
Right.
yet. So, but I think that he'll improve. But I would definitely say that like it was kind of surprising to me that they barely beat the Vikings too.
Man, the Vikings, they're like kind of weird, man. Like they have a good team, but somehow they're 3-5. They just can't close them. You know what I mean? And Kirk
They're
Cousins,
kind of like the Chargers from last year.
Kirk Cousins, he's playing pretty good too, so you can't really put the blame on him. I don't know if it's like the play calling, if it's like the defense or what it is, but I haven't watched too many of their games to really sit there and say it's this, that, and the other.
Yeah, and whenever I was watching that game, watching the highlights from that game, Kirk Cousins, I mean, he was under pressure a lot. That defense for the Ravens is really good. And so, obviously, whenever he gets pressured a lot, then, I mean, it's going to cause some errant throws and stuff. But yeah, so, I mean, the Ravens, they continue to move on and continue to win. In that, like you said, that very crowded, very competitive AFC North.
Yeah.
Like, it is, man, I couldn't even tell you who I think is going to take that. I think it's going to end up still being the Ravens, but man, it's going to be competitive until the end.
Yeah, it really is, man. Because I think it'll be the Ravens as well, but I feel like the Bengals, they're like kind of a little too inexperienced to kind of like follow through with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Especially like
I mean,
Burrow
we've
and
seen that
Chase.
recently too.
Yeah, like I mean, I think they lost 2 or 3 in a row. So. You know, they haven't been really... I mean, they were consistent, but, I mean, if you want to be that team, you got to stay consistent.
Yep,
You know what I mean? So, I don't really see them staying as consistent because, I mean, the Ravens are a little bit more of an experienced team, especially like Lamar Jackson. I think he's in his 5th year as well or something like that.
Yeah.
So, he's got a little bit more experience. He has playoff experience. You know, the team in general has a little bit more experience. So, I feel like that team might be the one to run away in that division.
Absolutely. And now... I decided to save the best for last.
Oof.
I saved the best for last. So, I'm talking the Tennessee Titans beating the LA Rams.
It was a good game, man.
It was a very good game. And it was funny because I still remember, I think it was whenever they went up, I think it was 21-3. I think it was right after that Byard pick 6.
I think it was 21-3.
Or something like that, where I texted Josie and I was just like, I think this is, or so, I said something along the lines
I think it was like at the beginning of like the second quarter.
Yeah.
And you were, yeah. And I was like, it ain't over yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then I even posted on Facebook about it. I was like, man, how about them Titans and stuff? And then he said something along the lines of, yeah, well, I mean, we'll see how it goes because it's still early. And I was like, hey, I mean, I'll eat my words. I always will eat my words if I'm wrong. But for once... I was right. But no, that win, 100% on the defense. Mm-hmm. The defense played nasty.
Yeah, that defense plays really damn well. I mean, they sacked freaking Stafford. I can't remember how many times, but I'm sure it was like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe even more than that.
Forced him into 2 picks, a pick 6. It was the first pick 6 of Byard's career.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and... not like our defensive line right now, Danico Autry, Jeffrey Simmons. He's the one that even Aaron Donald was giving Jeffrey Simmons some mad props and stuff, saying that he's probably going to be the next big thing. But we also got Bud Dupree, who is playing a little bit better, and Harold Landry, who's been playing really well. But the key to it was just the fact that we were able to get a lot of pressure on Matt Stafford with only 4 people. We didn't blitz very much, but we were in a state. They did adjust in the second half, you can definitely tell that we were missing Dehan a bit and everything because our running game, it had chances at times. It was a really hard game to kind of to gauge how well our team is going to be moving forward because we're playing against probably one of the better, like probably a top 5 defense in the league. So it's really hard to gauge the offense. I thought Tannehill played okay. I didn't think he played like super great, but I didn't think they played bad.
I mean, he did what he needed to do.
Yep.
Like, he didn't have to play good or great. That defense, like you said, kind of just led the team.
Yep.
And of course, I watched the game. It was Sunday night. But like you said, defense freaking took control of that game. And, you know, the running back committee did pretty good. Foreman, dude, he's a hard runner.
He is.
Dude, he's scary.
He was actually running. I thought he was running better than AD.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
A lot of Titans fans were saying the same thing. They were like, you know, I mean, we can give Peterson his carries at the goal line and stuff, but for the most part, we need to keep the ball in Foreman's hands.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he's a nasty runner.
He is.
I feel like he can be a starter in pretty much any other team. I mean, shit, even the Titans, as long as Hen's out.
Yeah, and I think that moving forward, we're going to go running back by committee, which I'm okay with. Hey, whatever gets us wins. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I just want to keep getting those wins. And as of right now, the Titans currently have obviously a 7-2 record, but they currently hold the number 1 seed in the AFC. Still a lot of football left to be played, so take that with a grain of salt and everything. But I was still really happy because that finished off our 4-game gauntlet. That was we had to play the Rams, Colts, Chiefs, and Bills, and I thought we were gonna go like 1-3 or 0-4, especially after that horrible Jets game. But they pulled it together. They've been playing well, and I'm really happy about it. Obviously, especially with being a big old Titans fan. So. We will see what the future carries for us and everything. But other than that, I mean, obviously we went over all the crazy upsets that went on. So, Josie, my friend, got anything else for our lovely viewers?
I do not. I think that's probably going to be it for today's episode.
That is correct. As always, guys, hopefully no more technical difficulties. We are sorry for the last episode. I think we had some video difficulties or something like that.
Yeah, episode 16, just some technical difficulties.
So episode 16, you can still check it out on Spotify. Also, episode 17, you'll be able to check this one out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio.
And hopefully YouTube.
Hopefully YouTube. We're using a new camera. I got a new camera. Hey, guys. Hey. Anyway, you can... you can check us out at firstroundbuy.com for all your first round buy needs. And with that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.
Peace.